These are really, really cheap, but are they any good? So this is the 11 NH01 driver, and as far as I can tell, they're not bad. We've got a fairly simple like size and shape of the head, and again the face is nice and simple. The strike feels and sounds pretty good. It doesn't feel too tinny, it sounds quite solid. Comes off the face quite nicely, gets ball speeds that I've seen with other drivers. The shafts that come as standard are the KBS TD. You also get the KBS Max, which is a much lighter shaft. So you've got a decent choice in shafts as well. If you want to go heavier, keep the ball down. If you want to go lighter to get faster and a bit higher in ball flight, we've got the ability to manipulate what we order to get some pretty good numbers out of these things. They retail in the UK about £250. And they go just as good as some drivers that are maybe a bit more expensive. Now, I've got too much loft in 10.5. I normally go for a bit of a stiffer, heavier shaft than this, but you know, I might be in a bit of a different spectrum to the golfer that's going to be choosing these. But if I had mid to high handicap and maybe not as much budget as the £500 new drivers, I'd probably give these a fair shout. Or maybe even better, pick one up second hand. They lift very well. I am fighting a bit of a left miss with it because it kind of wants to draw on me, which isn't a bad thing for most golfers that tend to leave the ball to the right. One downside, which could also be an upside, is the sheer number of settings that you've got on this adapter. It looks a bit like the Callaway adapter, but there's 3 different cogs, there's 3 layers to it. And when we look at the chart on Google, we've got page 1 and page 2. So there's 2 pages of different settings that we can go for on here. So we've got a few different ones there. Pause it if you want to have a little look. Pause that one if you want to have a look at that. But there's lots of choice. Maybe a bit too much choice for some golfers. Maybe those that like to tinker, or to be fair, like you're not going to be able to try these out before you buy them. You're going to have to buy it and get it. And then there might be a setting within there that you can have a go with yourself, or see your local pro to see if there's a better setting than what you're using. There's probably an option in there. Even if you get the wrong shaft, you might be able to balance that out with a different lie angle or a different loft setting on there. So there's a lot of versatility with these drivers. They feel good, they go good. Apart from that one going in the water, I've got no complaints. The quality of the head cover feels pretty decent as well. That kind of like leather thing, elastic bits in there. It feels like a proper head cover. It doesn't feel like something cheap and nasty. It goes on there easy enough. I prefer the ones that have the handle to grab and pull off at the top, but it's not a bad club at all. Have you tried one? Are you going to buy one? Tell me what you think in the comments.